guys, welcome to my channel. It's Cami. So for today's video, I wanted to do a date or first date type of look. And when I'm going on a date or a first date, I tend to look for makeup that enhances my features, and I really wanted to focus on the glowy skin, less on the eye makeup. So that is what I did today, and I just want to have a disclaimer. You can do any makeup on your first date or any date. It doesn't really matter. He should love you or want to be with you no matter what. But this is just what I choose when I go on a first date, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So I hope you enjoy. All right, guys, I am starting off with my eyebrows already on. I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in dark brown. I've been using this for years and I love it and I highly recommend it. And then I set my eyebrows with the Essence Make Me Brow Gel. This is really cheap and I love it and I use it all the time. So now I'm going to moisturize my face using the Peach Jelly Soothing Gel. I think this is limited edition, so I don't know if it's still available, but I love it, and if you can find it, I highly recommend it. So while that's setting, I'm going to put on some lip balm to moisturize my face, because you want to moisturize your lips before you kiss the cute little boy that you're going on a date with. Now that that's all dry, I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Dew Primer. This is one of my favorite primers that I have, and it's really cheap and at the drugstore, so there's a plus for that one. This primer is like a jelly formula, so it's very sticky and really grabs onto your foundation, which I really like, and it just smells so good. It smells like watermelon. I like to focus it on, you know, my pores and my nose area, because my foundation tends to slip off there, so I like to make sure that's all primed. Right. Next, I'm going in with the Maybelline New York Dream Urban Cover Foundation, a 228 Soft Tan. And this is one of my favorite foundations. It doesn't leave me greasy at the end of the day, but it leaves me glowy and has a good amount of coverage. I really enjoy this, so I'm just gonna dot this all over my face and look really scary. And then I'm gonna use my Beauty Blender, smooth that out all over my face. This foundation also has really nice staying power. It lasts for a really long time, which is great for when you go on a date, because who wants their foundation falling off when they're in the middle of a date? You want to look pretty at the beginning and you want to look pretty at the end. You don't want to look scared after that, you know? So now I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer in medium beige, and I'm going to put this under my eye, my T-zone, to brighten that area up. Again, looking a little scary here, but that's okay. We're gonna blend it out. This is one of my favorite concealers. I used to use the Tarte Shape Tape all the time, but that's really expensive and I don't have a lot of money. So this is a great dupe, and even the wand is really big. So now that I look like a pancake with no dimension, I'm gonna set it all down and make sure it doesn't move anywhere. So when, you know, you're out to dinner with the boo or wherever your first date is, everything's not slipping and sliding, because that's not a look we're going for. So I like to set the under eyes first, starting from the outer edge to the inner edge. So most of the product comes on the outside, and as you go in, it gets less. I just find that to better set things. I also like to use a sponge and set my nose, because everything tends to move on my nose, so it's best to set it. And then under my chin and around my mouth and my forehead, pretty much my T-zone. So once that's done, I take a little bit on the cap and I take a fluffy brush and I just set the rest of it. I don't know if you can see that, but just sit everywhere and set the rest of your face so that nothing on your face is tacky. Oh, I don't know if I told you, but I'm using the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder in Translucent Extra Coverage. So I guess there's something that has less coverage? I don't know. Anyway, that's what I'm using. It smells kind of like baby powder, but it sets everything very well. All right. So next, to make me look like less of a pancake, I'm going to bronze my face up. I'm going to use the ColourPop Talk to the Palm Pressed Powder Bronzer. This was in their Going Coconuts collection. I think it's the darker one of the two. So I'm using the Jeffree Star X Morphe JS2. I like to start on the hollows of my cheek and then bring the extras on my forehead. Have it all concentrated on the cheekbone here to make you look, you know, snatched, and then put it under here too. So as you can see, between this side and this side, there's just so much more dimension and it adds so much more depth to your face. I'm just gonna do this on the other side. So starting on the cheekbones, using some extras on the top, forehead, and under the chin. And then I like to take the rest and just scoop it at the top here, just to make you look a little bit more tan. All right, so next is blush. I'm gonna use the Burt's Bees blush in Toasted Cinnamon. That's what it looks like. It's a very pretty brown peach color. For a first date, I really like to make sure I focus on my skin and not so much on my eyes and everything else, because I wanna look very glowy and very natural. I just wanna enhance all my features, you know? So this blush is really good because it's not like a bright red or a bright pink. It's just a very natural color that blends in with the bronzer really well. So that's why I prefer to use this, especially on my first date. As you can see, that just adds a little bit of color without being too much pigment. A little blushed. And sometimes I even like to put it on my nose. Make a look a little blushed on the nose. So for highlight, I'm going to be using the Persona Cosmetics Cali Glow Highlighter in Zuma. It's a very pretty champagne color, one of my favorite highlights. And like I said before, I like to just focus on the skin and look very glowy because I prefer that on a first date. As you can see, this highlight is beaming. You can definitely see it from space. So if that's too much highlight for you, because this is a first date, you can just go ahead and pat it in. But I do like highlight on a first date, so I'm not afraid of the highlight, but if you are, don't be afraid to blend it out. All right, so now we're gonna move into the eyes, and we're gonna use the Dose of Colors Baked Browns palette. This palette has some beautiful warm matte colors. There are no shimmers. I like that for a first date because it just makes it look more natural. So I'm gonna take the brown shade, this one, and I'm just gonna put that in my crease. My eye's already primed because I used the concealer earlier, but I'm just gonna take that color and put it in my crease. This adds depth and dimension to your crease and makes your eyes sink in, so as you can see. And you can use any palette. It doesn't have to be this specific palette. You could use any palette that has a good transition shade that's about 1 or 2 shades, you know, darker than your skin tone, and just put that in the crease. I'm also using the Morphe Jeffree Star JS5, a big fluffy crease brush, to blend it in. And remember, you can always add more shadow to your eyes rather than taking it away. So start off a little bit and add more and blend. Just take your time with this. Now I'm gonna take a Morphe M433 in the middle shade. I'm just going to go a little lower than I was to enhance the crease more. I like to work from the transition shade to darker colors. It just makes it blend better and easier. All right, for a first date or a day date, I always like to leave it here. You could go darker if you choose to. You could go in with 4th darkest shade or even the darkest shade and deepen it up. But for a first date, I like to keep it very natural. This is as far as I'll go for a date look. So now I'm gonna take the first shade, the creamy shade, and I'm gonna put that under my brow bone and on my eyelid. I like to use a matte cream white shade under the eyebrow because I don't want too much attention to be put under there. I also like to put some on the lid just to whiten that up a little bit. So now for the lower lash line, I'm gonna take that middle shade again and run it across the bottom just to connect everything. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog. She's hanging out with me today, so please ignore her if you hear her. She's just happy she woke up from a nap. So I like to have a highlighted inner corner just to, you know, brighten up the eyes. So I'm going to take this B513 crown brush and just highlight the inner corner. I don't like to put shimmer on the actual eyelid. I just want to brighten up the inner corner. And I like when the inner corner highlight matches the rest of your face. That's why I'm using the same thing. So, and now I'm gonna put on mascara. I'm using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. This is one of my favorite mascaras. It just volumizes your lashes and makes them look so long and like you're wearing fake lashes when you're really not. I put several coats of this. I don't like to wear fake eyelashes for a date. I mean, you can, but I prefer the more natural look. Oh, did we all see that? Did we all see that? I'll take that off in a little bit once it dries up. I think more often than not, I get mascara on my face. And I don't know if I'm the only one that does that, but it happens way more often than I like to. When this happens, I like to take a dense brush and just kind of flick it away. Take the sponge and see they're on there. Just gonna put on highlight again. Now just like gonna assess the situation. So for lips, I like to go in with a natural color, something that's close to my own lip color. And so I'm going in with the Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick in Leo. And it's this pretty brown, orangey, terracotta color. It's honestly one of my favorite colors. I also like using matte liquid lipsticks for dates because they last a whole lot longer, you know, through food and all that stuff, and still looks good at the end of the night, so you don't have to worry about reapplying and it moving. So I prefer liquid lipsticks whenever I go on a date. And last but not least, I'm gonna go in with my NYX Professional Makeup Bare With Me Prime Set and Refresh Multitasking Spray. As you can see, I'm almost done with it, and I just drench my face with it. Really helps to set everything and to make everything, you know, dewy again because we put so much powder on top since the foundation. Also kind of press things into the skin as the setting spray dries. All right guys, so this is the final makeup look. What do we think? It's very glowy skin like I wanted, and it just enhances your natural features. And like I said, you don't have to use the Dose of Colors Baked Browns palette. You can use any palette really. You can use the ABH Soft Glam palette or any drugstore palette that you have. You just need a, you know, medium transition color shade and a deepening shade, and then a cream colored shade. It doesn't have to be a complicated palette, and this is a very easy eye look. So I hope you enjoyed, and let me know what you think about it in the comments down below, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.